My precious child, in this moment, when your strength feels depleted and your hope hangs by a thread, I want you to hear these words deep in your soul. Hold on, hold on, not because the path is easy, but because I am with you. Hold on, not because you can see the end, but because I already do. I see you there, wondering if you can take one more step. I feel the trembling of your heart, the weight of your exhaustion, the whisper of surrender that tempts your spirit. But before you let go, before you give in to that darkness that says it's too hard, listen to what I, your Father, want you to know. You are closer than you think, closer to the breakthrough, closer to the answer, closer to the dawn that will break through this endless night. What feels like your breaking point is actually your breakthrough point. What seems like the end of your strength is the beginning of mine. Remember how many times you thought you couldn't go on? Yet here you are, still standing, still breathing, still fighting. That wasn't your strength alone. It was my power sustaining you, my grace carrying you, my love holding you up when everything within you wanted to fall. I see every tear you've cried in secret. I hear every prayer you've whispered in doubt. I feel every moment when your faith wavers and your courage fails. But my child, don't you know? Your weakness doesn't disappoint me. It draws me closer. Your struggles don't push me away. They invite my strength to be made perfect in you. When others tell you to just get over it or move on, I say, take the time you need. When the world rushes past your pain, I sit with you in it. When voices around you say, give up, my voice whispers, hold on. For I am not just the God of immediate deliverance. I am the God who strengthens you in the waiting. Look at my son Jesus. He held on through Gethsemane's darkness. Look at David. He held on through years of wilderness wandering. Look at Joseph. He held on through prison's loneliness. Their stories didn't end in the darkness, and neither will yours. Their faith was rewarded, and so will yours be. I know the battle in your mind, the voice that says, it's too hard, it's too long, it's too much. But my voice speaks louder. You are not alone in this fight. You are not forgotten in this valley. You are not abandoned in this struggle. My presence goes before you, walks beside you, guards behind you. The enemy wants you to believe that holding on is futile, that nothing will change, that your situation is hopeless. But he is a liar. And this is not your ending. This is merely the darkness before your dawn, the battle before your victory, the test before your testimony. Your tears are watering the ground of your future harvest. Your prayers are building a foundation for future blessings. Your faith, even when it feels as small as a mustard seed, is moving mountains you cannot yet see. Every moment you choose to hold on adds another stone to the monument of my faithfulness in your life. I see how tired you are of being strong. I understand how weary you are of waiting. I know how exhausted you are from hoping. But my strength is made for tired warriors like you. My grace is sufficient for weary waiters like you. My power is perfected in those who have nothing left but a whispered, help me, Lord. Don't measure your progress by what you can see. Don't judge your journey by what you can feel. Don't evaluate your story by what you can understand. For I am working in ways your eyes cannot perceive, moving in realms your mind cannot comprehend, orchestrating victories your heart cannot yet imagine. Hold on, my beloved. Hold on through the tears. Hold on through the doubts. Hold on through the darkness. For this season of struggle is not your final chapter. It's merely the prelude to a victory story that will bring glory to my name and joy to your heart. When the night feels endless and your strength is failing, remember, I am the God who neither slumbers nor sleeps. While you rest in your exhaustion, I am working. While you struggle with doubt, I am moving. While you wonder if anything will ever change, I am orchestrating circumstances with divine precision. As you reflect on this truth, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to join our community of faith and inspiration. Think of a tapestry being woven. From underneath, all you see are tangled threads, loose ends, and seemingly random patterns. But I see the masterpiece taking shape from above. What looks like chaos to you is actually careful crafting in my hands. Every thread of difficulty, every strand of struggle, every fiber of faith is being woven into something beautiful. I know there are days when holding on feels impossible, days when your fingers are slipping and your grip is weakening, days when giving up seems not just easier, but logical. But my beloved, those are the very days when my grip on you is the strongest. You're not holding on alone. I'm holding on to you. Remember the widow who had just enough oil for one last meal? She held on. Remember Daniel in the lion's den? He held on. Remember Paul in his prison cell? He held on. And just as I proved faithful to them, I will prove faithful to you. Their stories of deliverance are prophetic pictures of your own breakthrough. I see how the weight has wounded you, how delay has discouraged you, how silence has scared you. But what if this waiting isn't punishment? What if this delay isn't denial? What if this silence isn't absence, but rather the quiet before the greatest move of my power in your life? You've been counting the cost of holding on, but have you counted the cost of giving up? Have you considered what you might miss if you let go right before your miracle? Have you thought about how close your breakthrough might be? Don't forfeit in the fourth quarter. Don't withdraw in the final round. Don't abandon ship when harbor is just over the horizon. The enemy wants you to believe that your holding on is in vain. He wants to convince you that nothing will change, that hope is foolish, that faith is futile. But remember, he only fights hardest when he knows you're closest to your victory. His resistance is often evidence of your imminent breakthrough. I understand the questions that plague your mind. How long, Lord? Why me? What's the point? These aren't signs of weak faith. They're human hearts crying out for divine answers. Even my son asked why from the cross. But that wasn't the end of his story. And this isn't the end of yours. Your holding on isn't just about you. Your perseverance is painting a picture for others to see. Your faith in the dark is lighting a path for those who will follow. Your refusal to give up is becoming a testimony that will help others hold on in their own battles. When your arms are tired from holding on, rest them in mine. When your faith is weary from believing, lean on mine. When your hope is exhausted from waiting, borrow mine. I have enough strength, enough faith, enough hope for both of us. This season of holding on is developing something precious within you. Perseverance, character, hope that does not disappoint. Like gold being refined by fire, like diamonds being formed under pressure, like pearls being created through irritation, you are being transformed through this trial. Don't look at how long you've been holding on. Look at how long I've been holding you. Don't count the days of your struggle. Count the promises I've given you. Don't measure the strength you have left. Measure the strength I make available to you. In these moments when your spirit feels crushed and your hope seems distant, I want you to remember something vital. Every great testimony began with a great test. Every powerful breakthrough emerged from a powerful battle. Every story of divine deliverance started with someone who chose to hold on when everything within them screamed to let go. I see how the constant struggle has worn down your resolve, how each disappointment has chipped away at your confidence, how every unanswered prayer has tested your trust. But my beloved, what you see as unanswered prayers are often prayers I'm answering in ways you haven't yet recognized. What you perceive as heaven's silence is actually heaven's preparation. Think of a mother in labor. Each contraction brings both pain and progress. Each wave of difficulty moves her closer to her miracle. Your current struggles are not just random suffering. They are birth pains bringing forth something beautiful in your life. Hold on through the contractions. The delivery of your blessing is closer than you think. I know the voices that taunt you in the midnight hour. Nothing will change. You're wasting your time. Just give up. But remember, the darkest hour has always been just before dawn. The Red Sea wasn't parted until my people reached its banks. The walls of Jericho didn't fall until the seventh day. Your miracle doesn't require your understanding. It requires your endurance. You've been looking for signs that holding on is worth it. You've been searching for proof that your faith isn't foolish. But faith, by its very nature, means holding on when the signs aren't visible. It means believing for what you cannot yet see. It means trusting my character when you cannot trace my hand. The enemy wants you to focus on how long you've been holding on. But I want you to focus on who's holding you. He wants you to calculate the cost of continuing, but I want you to consider the cost of quitting. He wants you to measure the pain of persistence, but I want you to remember the promise of perseverance. There are moments when your faith feels as fragile as a thread, your hope as dim as a dying ember. But my ideal, even a thread is strong enough when I'm the one securing it. Even an ember can ignite a flame when I'm the one breathing on it. Your part is not to be strong. Your part is to stay connected to my strength. I see how others' success stories have become a source of pain for you. How their testimonies of quick delivery make your long wait harder to bear. But comparison is a trap that will steal your peace. Your story is unique. Your timing is individual. Your blessing is personal. What I have for you is worth this wait. Remember, Joseph's dreams took 13 years to manifest. Moses waited 80 years for his burning bush moment. Abraham waited 100 years for his promised son. Their prolonged waiting didn't invalidate their promises. It prepared them for their purposes. Your waiting isn't punishment, it's preparation. When your grip feels weakest, that's when my grace is strongest. When your faith feels smallest, that's when my faithfulness is greatest. When your hope feels dimmest, that's when my help is nearest. You're not holding on by your own strength. You're holding on by my sustaining power. This season of holding on is not just testing your endurance. It's revealing my faithfulness. It's not just challenging your faith. It's chronicling my faithfulness. It's not just pushing your limits. It's proving my limitless love for you. Don't measure your progress by your feelings. Don't gauge your growth by your emotions. Don't evaluate your advancement by your circumstances. For while you're holding on, I'm holding you. While you're enduring, I'm ensuring. While you're persevering, I'm preparing. My precious child, as we draw this message to a close, I want to embed these final truths deep within your spirit. Your holding on isn't just an act of endurance, it's an act of worship. Every time you choose to trust me despite your tears, every time you decide to believe despite your doubts, every time you determine to continue despite your confusion, you're declaring your faith in who I am. There's something powerful happening in this season of holding on. Like a butterfly struggling to emerge from its cocoon, your struggles are strengthening you. The very resistance that feels like it's breaking you is actually making you. The pressure that seems to be crushing you is actually creating something beautiful within you. I see the questions that keep you awake at night. Is this worth it? Will anything change? Have I been foolish to keep believing? Let me answer those questions with my promises. Yes, it's worth it. For I'm working all things for your good. Yes, things will change. For I am making all things new. No, you haven't been foolish. For those who hope in me will never be put to shame. Think of David. Before he was a king, he was a fugitive. Think of Ruth. Before she was the ancestor of kings, she was a widow gleaning leftover grain. Think of Peter. Before he was a pillar of the church, he was a failure who denied me 3 times. Their stories didn't end in their lowest moments, and neither will yours. The enemy wants you to believe that your holding on is merely prolonging your pain. But what he doesn't want you to realize is that your persistent faith is actually advancing my purpose. Your determined hope is defeating his plans. Your unwavering trust is unlocking my promises. When your arms are trembling from holding on, remember, underneath are the everlasting arms. When your faith is faltering from fatigue, remember, my faithfulness never fails. When your hope is hanging by a thread, remember, that thread is woven from my unchanging promises. This season of holding on is doing more than you realize. It's developing perseverance that will serve you in future battles. It's deepening faith that will sustain you in future trials. It's strengthening character that will support you in future victories. Don't just hold on with gritted teeth and clenched fists. Hold on with expectant hope and anticipating faith. Hold on knowing that every moment of endurance is storing up glory. Hold on believing that every tear of persistence is watering your future harvest. Your breakthrough isn't just possible, it's inevitable. Your victory isn't just coming, it's already decreed in heaven. Your blessing isn't just probable, it's promised by the one who cannot lie. So hold on, my beloved. Hold on through the tears. Hold on through the fears. Hold on through the doubts. Hold on through the darkness. Hold on through the silence. Hold on through the waiting. For your holding on is not in vain. It's investing in a future that will make sense of every struggle. Remember this always. You're not just holding on to a hope. You're holding on to me. And I have never lost my grip on one of my children. I have never failed to come through for those who trust in me. I have never abandoned those who cling to my promises. Your story isn't over. Your chapter of struggle isn't your final chapter. Your season of holding on isn't your forever season. Keep holding on. Keep believing. Keep trusting. Keep hoping. For I am faithful to complete what I've begun in you. And when this season ends, and it will end, you'll look back and understand. You'll see why every moment of holding on was worth it. You'll understand why every tear was necessary. You'll realize that your holding on wasn't just about enduring, it was about becoming. So hold on, my precious child. Hold on just a little longer. For your dawn is about to break. Your victory is about to manifest. Your blessing is about to burst forth. Hold on. For I am with you, I am for you, and I am working all things together for your good. Trust this truth. Rest in this promise. Stand on this assurance. For your holding on is about to give way to your breakthrough. With eternal love and unfailing faithfulness, your Father God. Amen.